everyone and welcome on Watches TV, and today we're going to go over 3 watches we managed to get our hands on that will participate in this year's edition of Only Watch. A surprising FP Journe, a condensed H. Moser and ultimately a smart Uhrwerk option. Hopefully we'll soon get access to some other pieces when they will be all presented in September, because yes, they are not all yet ready, some are still working on them. So let's start with a pretty spectacular one, and even if you have never seen any of the Godfather trilogy movies or Apocalypse Now, to name a few, well, you most probably know the man behind them, and of course I'm talking about Mr. Francis Ford Coppola. So today we would like to present you the FFC Blue, an extremely original automaton watch created by FP Journe in collaboration with Mr. Coppola himself. How sexy is that? Well, it is said that the idea was born during a dinner that François Paul Journe and Mr. Coppola were having in 2012, and I wouldn't have minded being a little fly and assisted at this dinner. So the famous film director asked if it was possible to tell time with a hand in a watch using fingers as traditional hands. Intrigued, well, the watchmaker accepted the challenge. And 9 years later, the intense work is finished, and now we can admire the FFC prototype. The base is made from FP Journe's Octa movements, his first mechanism with the automatic movement, celebrating this year its 20th anniversary, and able to perform for up to 120 hours of power reserve, so the obvious choice here for what we're about to see. But the best part are, of course, the hands, or one hand to be correct. And from the history of watchmaking, well, we know many ways to display hands on wristwatches, but this time FP Journe found an outstanding and totally original solution for this complication, inspired by a mechanical hand created in the 16th century by Ambroise Paré, the father of modern surgery. And his name is engraved on the oscillating mass, along with the name of Francis Ford Coppola. And yes, in English, quite amusing to think of the parallel between the word hand as this one and the traditional hands we're used to talk about in watches. Okay, this doesn't really work in French, main in aiguille, but funny anyhow. So this FFCC watch does not feature traditional hands, but instead a large articulated human hand right in the middle of the dial, partly covering the intricate mechanical movement. The mobile fingers appear and disappear instantaneously on the passage of the hour to display the hours according to their position, and this mechanism is made of with some special cams that you can see between 6 and 9 o'clock. Okay, you might need a manual for a little while to remember which position corresponds to which hour, but how cool is this? And regarding the minutes, well, they can be read at 12 o'clock thanks to a pointer and a peripheral rotating minute discs. So the FP Journe FCC Blue is presented in a 42mm tantalum case, which is 10.7mm high. Bridges and base plates of the movement are typically made in 18-karat rose gold, and the automaton blue hand is driven solely by the barrel of its automatic FCC 1300-3 caliber running at 3 Hz. The movement comprises of 396 parts and can be partly seen through the case back, and if the future owner is daring enough, well, you can even dive with it up to 30 meters. Well, I'm already pretty certain that this piece will fetch quite a spectacular prize during the charitable auction to be held in collaboration with Christie's in Geneva on the 6th of November. Okay, next timepiece, and we will now look into the void of complete darkness with the unique H. Moser Streamliner cylindrical tourbillon. At the first glance, this futuristic-looking timepiece looks like the Endeavour cylindrical tourbillon, the collaboration of the previous year between H. Moser and MB&F, but this time the Schaffhausen-based manufacturer managed to create an outstanding piece of art combining several of its bold signature codes with the new technology. So the Streamliner cylindrical tourbillon only watch has a steel cushion-shaped fluid case, 40mm in diameter, water-resistant to 12 atmosphere, and it is topped with the domed sapphire crystal. Its movement was indeed developed in collaboration with MB&F for a special edition in 2020, and highlights the sophisticated 1-minute flying tourbillon with the cylindrical hairspring. And if you want to remind yourself about this very smart collaboration, well, I clearly invite you to check the report we did at the time, linked below and on the side. So this type of hairspring was invented in the 18th century and became a frequent feature on marine chronometers at the time. And because of its specific shape, I mean, these cylindrical hairsprings are extremely difficult to produce. And in this case, well, they are developed and produced by Precision Engineering, H. Moser's sister company. But let's continue. The heart of this piece is the caliber HMC 810 and beats at the frequency also 3 Hz. It comprises 29 joules, features 184 components, and gives you a good power reserve of 72 hours. So this three-dimensional aspect of the movement is not only the one to enjoy, because at 6 o'clock is the tilted hour and minute fluorescent subdial that is inclined at 40 degrees. So the perfect angle for the owner to enjoy an exclusive view on time. And if you're wondering where the darkness is, well, I will advise you to look closer at the dial, because it is made of the Vantablack material. This is the super black coating reputed to be the darkest man-made substance in existence. H. Moser describes it as an artificial material that is composed of carbon nanotubes that are 10,000 times thinner than a human hair and aligned vertically alongside each other. So this innovative material was first developed and used by astrophysics, but soon became popular in other areas. And now you can find Vantablack in telescopes as well as in the military because of its efficiency in creating thermal camouflage. And lastly, well, the geometric curves of the steel bracelet featuring a combination of vertical brushed finish with polished surfaces adds on to this to the exclusivity of this timepiece and has become a true signature of the Streamliner collection. Okay, final watch of this first selection with the UR102 Gaia by Urwerk, and I think that this is really a smart move by the brand. Not only does it remind us of its origin with this iconic model, but based on its probable success during the auction and the general interest around it, well, it might well give some ideas to Urwerk if they ever want to introduce, or let's say reintroduce, such a collection at a very likely more reasonable price point. I mean, we know that the UR100, the entry price collection of the brand, has been really successful and letting new customers enter the Urwerk universe. But this could even widen this. Anyhow, let's go back to the watch itself, and firstly to its name, the UR102 Gaia. Gaia in reference to the award Urwerk received in 2020 in the entrepreneurship category, an award ceremony organized by the Musée International de la Chaux-de-Fonds, celebrating men and women who have devoted their career to the measurement of time. And this can be seen on the platinum case back of the watch with a reminder of the actual trophy's design. The case is made out of aluminum, as with the original model, and is anodized, giving it this special feel. It's 38mm in width, and this watch also shares the same automatic movement as the first model introduced in 1997. I really like the sheer simplicity of the time display with this wandering hour, and you can just kind of guess the minutes with the placements of the hour indication between 0 to 60 scale found between 9 and 3 o'clock. Hope you got me there. Well, there is something really minimalist with this timepiece, some kind of to-the-point design with this flying saucer-inspired shape. Well, you have all the codes Urwerk successfully declined over the years with their unique take on watchmaking. So that's it for the first 3 watches covered by us for this year, a new edition of Only Watch, the charitable auction that, as a reminder, will take place on the 6th of November here in Geneva. But before this, well, all these watches will be part of a worldwide tour, starting in Monaco during the International Boat Show, occurring between the 22nd till the 25th of September, before going to Dubai, Tokyo, Singapore, Hong Kong, Macau, and then back to Geneva. And you will find all the dates of these different exhibitions on the Only Watch website, linked below also. Well, thanks for watching and see you real soon, and of course, Viva Watchmaking!